No, what is?
We all right, Cassie, every time, man. Every time. All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Josh, aka the Mosa Muscle.
And your boy, Cousin Creamy, how you doing?
We got Miss Cheeks over here.
Miss
Slowly but
Cheeks.
surely
Jeez,
building them
we're
back.
getting back. All right, cool. So, on this episode of the Next Up podcast, what we will be doing today is we are presented with a unique opportunity in the fact that little Miss Cheeks over here is fresh out of a show. We have feedback, and we can now build a program for the future for her. So Colin and I talked very, very briefly about this because things happen, life gets in the way, and also me and Colin take a sabbatical from each other every Friday and Saturday so that we don't have to wind up killing each other at some point. But let's kick it off. So we're gonna say initially 2 weeks post show, training intensity 75% ish.
Yep.
Mainly taking things on the back offset to a closer failure point, in my opinion. So let's kick it off. How many days a week? If this client has the availability of going 6 days a week, how many days a week of cardio? Let's start there.
I personally would say at least,
Oh, wait. Sorry. Coming
well,
from
no, how many
baseline,
training?
I was going to say we got to talk about baseline and prep. So baseline and prep would be 300 calories 5 times a week. So peak week obviously went down. We're now 2 weeks post show. Start there. Sorry.
I'd say at least I would do four days a week, at least 4 days a week at like 250. Low intensity, no hit.
Cool. Gus.
I would honestly, yeah, I was thinking like 200, 250, but probably like 5 times a week, only because during prep, baseline towards the end was 300, but I was pushing 400 for the majority of prep. And I was doing that 6, sometimes 7 times a week.
We're doing this on a person like you, not you.
Okay, hypothetical.
Same
So
situation,
200
Yeah,
hypothetical.
yeah,
baseline. Okay, yeah, I'd probably say 200 5 times, especially because women I feel like are more responsive to food and being off any sort of they on supplementation still, or are they
Two
just?
weeks post show. No,
yeah.
we're assuming cut.
Yeah, I'd go 200 5 times, which would end up being the same as Colin doing 250 4 times. So
Yeah.
Personally, this is where I'm going to probably try to figure out how high the fatigue level is. This person's shot. Um, I'm going way lower cardio and way more steps. So
Hmm.
if our baseline of steps was 10K, I'm probably going to go 12 to 15K, and just keep cardio minimal, 15 minutes 3 times a week, something like that. Um, if fatigue's not so high, I you guys were going calories, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Baseline calories, not
just
by
for
time.
it's yeah, I would
Okay.
say just stick for baseline then.
I would say 4 to 5 times a week, depending on again how fatigued or how unfatigued they are. Um, not fatigued they are. Anywhere from 200 to 250, and I probably let it ride and say like whatever the time is that you got the 250 in, don't go past that.
Yeah.
So like set a mile marker of like 22 minutes and 34 seconds. Like that's where you stop no matter what.
Yeah, that's like a big part of it is just the fatigue kind of ratio you want to play with it. Because again, if it's something where they're just in the fucking shitter, a lot of the times too, when you've done excess amount of steps and whatnot, sometimes I would say, let's just do a bit more cardio. You're in one place at one time doing it rather than because there's some people that will be like, I don't want to go on a walk, and it's like easier for them just to get cardio done. So even if it's again low intensity cardio, because again, you can bury yourself on the Stairmaster if you want. I don't recommend it, but if it's like elliptical, something really easy on the joints, you can do like even 300, but reduce steps by like a couple thousand.
It all comes down to it.
Yeah.
Now, the feedback that we got again, like Cassie, not Cassie, so we are just going to use her feedback, is that overall she just needs to grow. But the lower body, specifically hamstrings and glutes, need to be a priority in this. And then upper body realistically is going to be for Cassie. Cassie being exactly, are you 5'8" or 5'9"?
5'7".
5'7". Cool. If you wear heels on stage. 5'7". One of
On
the bigger,
stage like 5'11".
yeah, one
Yeah,
of the bigger
I
girls
felt
in her
very
class.
emasculated standing next to Cassie.
One of the bigger girls in her class. She needs to appear to be a bigger person in her class. So she just needs more of everything up top. So 4 days a week, 5 days a week. We'll start with four. We'll try and rally back and get to five. Exercise selection, we're just going to keep kind of baseline ideas. So 4 times a week, I would say about 15 sets per week, per day. So putting that max on there means that the quality of work has to be what's driving it, not so much the volume of work, especially when we're still trying to recover from the show and still trying to get into a healthier spot. So I'm going to personally say that days would be structured as you have a lower day or a leg day, just total legs. That's going to be 15 sets across the board of everything, as in total 15. You'd have an upper day, have a day off, probably have another lower day, but more like glute ham type stuff, rest day, and then your last day would probably just be a full body touch up, something along those lines, just to get a little bit more total volume on everything, but still don't want to neglect the fact that you could still kind of sort of get 3 stimulus days of lower body.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of piggyback off of that where it would be Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it'd be, let's say, full lower and then more of like a posterior. So again, glute ham, touch a back, and then rest Wednesday, another lower day Thursday, and then somewhat of an upper day. So I feel like it's very interchangeable. You could either do the upper day on Thursday or you could do the upper day Friday. To kind of break up the monotony, you could probably do let's say the upper day on Thursday after a rest day. And then from that point, just to kind of prolong the recovery point, because again, from two back-to-back leg days, quote unquote, and then rest Wednesday, rest Thursday, and then Friday, you can hit legs pretty fucking hard, have the weekend to reset, and then from that point, get back after it the next Monday.
I just had a brilliant idea. Cassie, you're up.
Mine was kind of shifted in the direction that Collins was, where having like a posterior chain day. That's how I kind of trained in my off season last year, where I would do like a total like full lower leg day, hit on everything, and then have like a posterior chain day, glutes, hams, back, rear delts a little bit just to touch them, and then rest, and then have like a quad glute focus day, and then again focus more on because with wellness, like yes, I have to hit upper body. I'm not the type of person, if we're using me hypothetically, that puts on size on my upper body like this. So like it's okay for me to keep that in the off season because I could probably train upper twice and not put on a ton of size. Whereas some girls like they hit their back once and they have a lat spread and it's like it's crazy. So I think that having like three lower body focus with like a touch of upper body on that like last day, or like you said, splitting it up so that it's not three back-to-back leg days, um, was how I was training, and I was like seeing results really well from that. I was getting enough recovery, and in between those days. And then I could also use like the weekend to split it up if there was ever a time that I wasn't recovering, pushing like that last lower body day to like Saturday and having Friday off in between. So I think it's just a matter of adding a lot of size, but also keeping the amount of times training low. I think 4 days, if you're training hard enough and you're training to actual failure, you don't need 5 days of training. Like if you're training correctly.
No, yeah. I mean,
Agreed.
especially when it comes to the whole gym bro, push pull leg, be in the gym, not out of the gym. And it's like, the whole corny way. It's like you don't grow in the gym, you grow out of the gym, and it's like it is the truth. But at the same time, it's like you also don't want to bury yourself where recovery is just shot to shit, and then at that point you're making zero progress because it's great you're in the gym 6 days a week, but if you can't recover from it, what's the fucking point? At that point, you're doing way more damage than needed. But I feel 4 days is a good one because, like you said, you could split up the days if God forbid something happens on one of your weekdays, or for the sake of recovery, you could push it off to the weekend. And kind of have that fresh start the next week. But I feel because even going from like 4 to 5 days, they're fractions of fractions when it comes to the amount of gain that you get. There's really no drastic difference that you can realistically make on the science-based level. But I mean, again, it really all depends person to person when it comes to it, just like everything in this goddamn hobby.
That has been my favorite thing to say this whole time. Oh, thank you, Josh, for that one. I was
As
back
long as you
sitting,
recognize it.
thrown back, just salt in my mouth, and I was like, "This is the worst hobby. Who does this?"
We do, which is the best
We
part about
do.
it. All right, so I am not gonna lie, I can't figure out how I wanted to do this. I'm trying to do a screen share. It's not working. But open system setting. Okay. Because I was gonna start building it out, but it's probably too late now, and we're going to just ixnay that until next time. All right, so if we're all under the agreement of 4 days a week is fine, then 4 days a week is fine. Now we build from there. So Cassie and you and Collins were very similar, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to figure it out while you guys were talking, so just catch it back up. So build day one, and you guys could do it together, and then I'll just do mine after. Boom.
You
Access
want
to equipment, we'll turn around and say is like we won't say limited, but we'll say basic. So you're not like specifically the Dynavec exfoliator. It's like,
Yeah,
no, we're
no.
gonna do an abductor.
So
So
you want us to build day one, like full
yeah,
legs?
Yeah.
full legs, build day one. I I'll keep a running tally of amount of sets.
Um, Full legs, I really like using the hack squat, regardless, as like a just staple piece.
Exercise one,
Not right off the rip, no.
build this day. Start from exercise one.
Yeah, Bill.
If she hack squats on the first exercise, I was gonna say,
No, no, no. I personally, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, I like when I structure a program, I like starting with quad extensions. Not for like I will put two in a like leg day. I like to start with them to kind of just like get your legs moving. I feel like they're a good warm-up piece, not going crazy, and then you put them in again for like actual push to failure. I'm not, y'all's attitudes right now are
No, I get
crazy.
that.
Josh is smirk.
So,
It,
so
bro,
this
my
is
knees
this
shot
is
out the back wall. My knees are gone from that. See you
so
later.
real. Like if we're doing full legs, I would always start with some sort of like dynamic warm up or warm up in general. So I'd probably do like monster walks and like banded glute kickbacks, like for instance. So you can somewhat warm up the posterior chain, you get the knees working, get everything kind of blood flowing. But I mean, again, I can kind of back you with that one where you want to start with leg extensions and like hamstring curls. Um, it depends how you want to take it. You can always take it to a failure set. You can use that as working sets. Um, but if you want to kind of throw it deeper into the workout, it could be something to kind of get blood moving, but at that same time, you can use it more of an active warm up rather than doing the monster walks and doing like glute kickbacks. But more times now, let's just kind of base it off yours. So let's just say we'll start with leg extensions, and I would say ham curls. You can start with your first two movements. From that point forward, I'd say you can start doing it to your more compounded. At that point, there's plenty of blood flowing. Everything's kind of getting activated at that point. So then we can move into hack. So let's say hamstring curls, leg extensions, and then into your hack squat. From your hack, let's say what? Leg press?
yeah, yeah, because depending on if you're doing, if for me personally, leg press, then I'd tweak like the positioning of your footing to hit more so like a targeted area. If I'm doing hack, that's going to destroy my quads. Maybe on the leg press, do like feet elevated,
Fucking
close to
high and wide.
yeah, yeah, high and wide.
That's what it is. Yeah, I mean we could do that. And then from there, probably I'd
Havana.
say Hi Lana. Um, I mean if you no. Oh, sorry, something in my eye. Um,
Yeah, he's tearing up over this program.
dude, you're telling me. Oh my God, hold on.
So
Go on, Cassie. Fucking keep talking.
we
You
got
got
quad,
leg curls, you got squat extensions, you got hack squat, you got leg press.
quad extension and chain
Oh,
row. Quad
fuck.
press.
Colin, walk off camera, bro. Figure your shit out. All right, while he's gone, I'm going to tell you guys mine. So I like the idea of an active warm up. I personally don't do one. Um, However you get warm,
I
you get warm.
started with the quad extensions because I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty bad about warming up. But if I
Yeah,
was,
you want to hear my current
always
leg day
start
warm
with
up?
you could always start with like walking lunges to like warm up too, and like a couple sets of that.
Yeah,
But
100%.
um, and maybe okay, hack and then leg press.
We're
How many?
back.
We're at
There it is.
four exercises. We're at four exercises. So I would like to hit RDLs at that point.
Okay. So you
Stimulate the
have
core.
five exercises so far. And five
Yeah.
exercises, if each one has three sets, you're already at your 15 set limit. So just so you're on the same page.
Yep.
Depends on the client we're working with, but maybe instead of RDLs, because if you're hitting hack and leg press, those are pretty heavy movements. You can go to failure with those. Maybe finish off with like calf raises to hit like the full leg day.
I don't count those as steps, to be honest
Yeah,
with
I
you.
mean, honestly, if we're talking in the sake of, because even if you wanted to say, for instance, like your posterior day, because to kind of piggyback off of it, I would more so save a hinge movement for the posterior day, so I really wouldn't put RDLs. Um, I'd probably do something of maybe like a Bulgarian or something of like a walking lunge. What?
Like a fucking shitty day in the gym
Oh
for
yeah.
oh
Yeah,
God.
because I was sitting here in my head and I was like, he's either going to say sumo dumbbell squat or he's going to say Bulgarian. I was like, and I hope to God he says Bulgarian.
Yeah, I would probably end it with Bulgarians because again, I would save the RDLs for the posterior day.
I can see that.
Cool.
No, I agree.
What
I
are
agree.
what are you guys ripping sets total? Set totals. I need to move this down. There we go.
Set totals. What for?
All right, so seated leg curl or lying leg curl, whatever you're doing.
I
How many
mean,
sets?
if we're doing that, I would say
Top
probably
back.
those you can get away with doing top and two back offs,
Okay, so three, three.
Three
So
sets,
now you're
yeah.
at six. Hack squat,
top back. That's
8.
eight.
Leg press, top back.
Mm,
Top set,
yeah,
back off set. For those who don't know what top back means.
yeah, I would say
Um,
yeah, top set back off,
okay, 10
and then
Bulgarians,
that would be top set two back offs.
3. So 13. Done. Not counting calves.
I'm not counting calves. Um, then I'd probably honestly, if anything, would throw in like either an adductor or an adductor. Just
Cool.
two. Those are
Two
more
sets.
AMRAP. Those are two AMRAP sets.
Cool. Solid. Solid day. I do like it. My day's a little different, obviously, because of how we've allocated volume. So I am, listen, I don't warm up. I sit outside in the car do my deeds, walk in and start. I might hit a feeder set, but that's about it. So for that, I never dictate, like, do a dynamic warm up. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to tell somebody to do something I wouldn't do. So therefore, rock how you rock. Um, with that said, the thing that I do in my car is why I connect really well with the muscles. So therefore, I don't need to do that. But get it to where you feel the muscle before you start your first working set. First working set is going to be a single leg lying leg curl or a single leg kneeling leg curl. I'm going to go top set, back off set. Boom. Just knock that out really quick. From there, I would like to, because this person does need more hamstrings and glutes, this is my full leg day. I am going to hinge, whether that's a hip thrust, whether that is a RDL, whether that is a stiff leg deadlift, does not really matter to me. It could even be a hyperextension depending on how high fatigue is. I want to hinge because I believe that you can go into your squat patterns after that. So hinge work is probably going to be 3 sets. It's going to be top set, 2 top sets pretty much, and 1 back off set because it's going to be the same weight for both of the first 2 sets. And I'm going to specify that and say I want you to do the same weight for both of these. Excuse me. After that, what do we have total sets wise? 6 sets.
6.
So we're going to go leg press. And I am going to have 3 different types of sets on the leg press. So I'm going to have a heavy set, the top set. I'm going to have a back off set that's going to be higher rep. I think 12 to 15. And my last set's going to be high rep. But it's going to be, instead of a full 100% range of motion, take 5% off top, take 5% off the bottom. Don't lock your knees. Don't bury it into your chest. Stay in a rhythm and push that thing until you can. Now I'm going to allocate where exactly I want the feet when I do total weekly volume to bias certain things. I still believe that you put your feet in the most powerful position. You get as deep as you can and you get out of that, and that's going to build the most legs. But in this, we might need to be a little more hyper specific. So now we're at 11 sets. I'm going to do now Bulgarians every day, a la Coach Baxter. Shut the out, man. Every leg day needs a single leg movement. So we're going Bulgarian here. Most likely, depending on how dead you are from the leg press, it might be a ipsilateral supported, contralaterally loaded Bulgarian Smith squat, or a Bulgarian split squat, so that you would actually don't have to worry about balance, but you could still load it, or maybe with a safety squat bar and a Hatfield position or something of the sort. But I don't really want your hands over your head, so like on a barbell, because I want you to be able to breathe. So hands here, hands down, something of the sort. And then I'll probably dust that off with either a leg extension or an abductor. Something pretty much to finish out the day and say like, oh, I got a pump at the end of this so that you feel a little good. Not like you just physically destroyed yourself, which you did. So it's like that last little bits to like sprinkle on top. It's like, oh, I feel good about this day. I'm walking out of here with a crazy pump. I'm okay. As opposed to like, yo, I just put myself through the ringer and now I have to do calves. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still get to push all the way through. I'm going to go with my full upper day now. So full upper day, which is my Tuesday. Focus more so is going to be back, upper, back, rear delts, delts. Right. We're trying to build more of a shape here. So I'm going to start with T-bar row. So chest supported T-bar row. Now, depending on who the person is, that might not be an option for them. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, it is October. No, this isn't the pink one, but y'all catch what I'm putting out there. So I'm going to start with T-bar row. After that, most likely going to go into a single arm dumbbell row, just because I really like the I'm gonna forget the word, but the anti-rotation of it, just getting that core stability aspect working still. So 2 sets on both of those, top set, back off set. And then I'm going to throw in upper chest dash shoulder front delt area press. Only going to go 2 sets there. Colin, you've been ultimate. You know exactly which machine I'm talking about and how we set it up. The Nautilus Neutral Grip. I love that machine for the press, and he's gone.
It's like, where did he go?
And he's back. He's back. I don't know what he just did, but something along those lines. 2 sets there, most likely, and then we're gonna go and spam side lateral raise for 3 sets. Little tricep, little bicep, done. Super set. He's back. He has returned from the dead. Wow.
You're
Is he
shocked.
frozen or is that the look that he's giving me? Yo, Colin, are you good?
It's my pants.
He
Dude,
had to be
I
frozen. He
don't
had to
know
be frozen.
what just happened.
Yo, your computer exploded.
What is
Actual
going
tears.
on, bro?
I have actual tears streaming down my face.
All right,
Oh
we're
my
on a
God.
your guys' Tuesday. I know I'm at 15 sets. I did the math. He's back.
No,
He's
he's gone
gone.
again. He's gone
Hello.
again.
He's back. All right, we got to speed this up.
Keep going, keep going.
All right, so now Wednesday, rest day. Thursday, we said back or posterior day for me as well. I said more hams and glutes, but it's going to do the same thing. Now,
Okay, wait.
because I already hinged on the
You're
two.
you're still on the upper body day, right?
No, I passed that now because as Colin's trying to get back, we're gonna wait. So I'm just gonna skip ahead. So I'm on a Thursday now, which is more of our ham glute day, but we're gonna have a little bit of back in there. So I look at this day as more of a volume day. So we are going to have lying leg curl to start. We're gonna get 3 sets there. After that, we're going to go single leg press with a glute bias. So heel is going to be high, and we're working on full range of motion in the hip. Now I'm
Yeah.
going to go most likely. How I would build this is that we are starting with a baseline of volume, and we are going to gradually build to get to meet my 15 sets on this day. So the first one, we're not going to have any intensifiers, probably for the first couple weeks, and then eventually there will be a cluster set in this. So we're going top set, back off set for now on this. What's your question?
For the sake of breaking things up, how would you feel about using the hip press opposed to the leg press for the single leg for glute bias?
I would only suggest that. All right, so how the hip press works when the leg is straight and we get it to bend, you see how this comes up. Your heel comes closer to your hip, right? If you're on the linear leg press and you're doing it this way, it's still coming to the hip, but you can't get as great of a range of motion as if this knee can freely travel forward and up.
Okay.
I know my finger's not doing the best job. The amount of sodium that's in it, it's not
But
looking the way it needs to.
I'm
But
picking up what you put down.
also, I like the idea of when you're struggling through a hip press on a single leg, you think about kicking down the door of your ex. You'll kick that thing. Feel me? Yeah. I make that mention every time I personal train somebody. I'm like, think about kicking down the door of your ex. And all of a sudden, everyone can do the movement.
All right.
You wouldn't roundhouse kick it.
My
Promise you that.
God, your cues are so much different from my cues. God
But it
damn.
works, doesn't
No,
it? Think
I
about
know.
it.
I'm about to pay for a one-on-one. I like
All
these
right.
cues.
All right,
My
so
cues
did
work.
wait, Cassie, did you build out your side yet or no? I missed like
No,
fucking six
no. So
minutes.
No,
I'm
I
on
just sat
exercise
here
2.
and absolutely lost my shit because
Yeah.
Josh's absolute shock to you disappearing was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Because I was literally calling you in and then it stopped and I was like, oh, he really disagrees and just left. All right. So I am now five exercises deep or 5 sets deep on this day, technically, but like realistically, it would be six. By then, a la Colin, dumbbell sumo squat. I really like this movement if at the end you tuck your pelvis underneath you to really try and emphasize squeezing the glutes, but don't lock the knee. Almost think like a scared dog. Like that's the
Yeah.
kind of like
Like tail
tuck
between your
tail.
legs.
I
Yeah, like
swear
tuck
about
tail.
dumbbells squats.
Boom. Good. Um, because this is a person like Cassie, but not Cassie, so it works out.
Make it even shittier,
Um,
make it deficit.
could make it a deficit. Do you know the T-bell? Have you ever heard of that?
Mhm.
Yeah, so use a T-bell if you can. You could also technically belt squat landmine this thing.
I
But
was about
yeah,
to
so
say,
we don't have a ton of time left, so I'm trying to speed through. So that's 3 sets there. Just go to absolute hell. Hell in a handbasket on all 3 sets. And then we're at 8 sets. Most likely I'm gonna throw in a seated leg curl as well for 3 sets and
yep.
probably a glute kickback for 4 sets or 3 sets. Whatever to get me to 15 moving forward. You guys are on day two. That was my day three. So
Yeah.
day two, day three, go back to back, try and do it fast.
All right. So personally, the first movement, it would probably again be some sort of just quick little thing, get blood flowing. So probably abductor, maybe some lying hamstring curls and or seated. Again, this isn't something you're,
This is your upper day or something of the sort. You did
oh, upper
legs
dip.
already.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I'd probably start honestly with just like a neutral grip pull down. Um, I probably have like two back movements in total. So it'd be like three neutral grip and then let's say probably like a wide grip cable row instead of like a T-bar. Again, more for the sake of you're not necessarily building your erectors, but at the same time, you can still work on them a tad bit without having the chest support.
Yeah, like a seated wide grip row.
Hmm.
And then I liked Josh's single arm rows, just for mind muscle purposes. Like just I feel like sometimes you get carried away with just like the double arm movements. I like breaking that up with like a single arm opposed to just like one bar. But I would almost use instead of dumbbell the cable and like set up the bench and just do like a single arm cable row after a wide grip
Nerd.
start.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
even that, but again, it's like you really want to focus on upper back. So again, you're going to be touching when it comes to like back movements, pull downs, high rows. Again, you could do, let's say, face pulls. That could be another one. If you want to do, you could do face pulls. You could do rear delt, flies, dumbbell. You could do reverse pack deck. But a big thing again, when it comes to any, well, wellness and bikini, it's you're just trying to, like you said, building a shape. You're not necessarily going for density. You just want nice hourglass shape. So again, I think, like a pull down of some sort, whether it's single arm and or neutral grip, I think would be great. Some sort of a chest supported and or just cable row wide grip would be also a really good one. So let's say three of each of those, and then um you could probably do like two sets like top set back off of reverse flies, and then what is that, eight? Three sets of laterals. Oh no, let's do like two shoulder press and then like three sets of laterals or four set. Three shoulder press, three laterals. That should put me out what, 15 or 14?
I believe 15.
Okay. I
Somewhere
think
right
that's
around there. I
that's
think
something I
that
would.
I
a
think we'd
hard
have to
stop of
throw
15
in
is
some like
not real.
No, 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 no.
I think adding in at least like a tricep exercise to that day, whether it's
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, I completely
So
forgot about the whole arms in a body. My bad.
yeah, I want to make a mention of this too. And one of the
Yes.
reasons that Colin talked about touching up on the erectors and why that's possible on his day, but my day has to have a chest support, is because the first leg day for me has an RDL in it, which is going to lead to some sort of spinal erector stimulus. Their leg day does not have that. So just to clarify that, because if there's already something where you're bent over in a position trying to pull something from the floor or from a cable stack, you're going to have some sort of stimulus to the lower back. So for me, it's the RDL, which means I can't do it again, or else I'm kind of just hitting something that's already sore. They can because they didn't hit it the first time. So just so we're
Thank
all
you for the clarity.
caught back up. Yeah.
Dope.
Day 3 for you. So
That's hams,
Thursday,
glute.
posterior
Yeah.
day.
I would probably start with single leg standing hamstring curls, 3 sets, top,
I can
two
agree.
back off.
Keep going.
We got to move.
Hop
Yep.
into that reverse hyper, or not reverse, but hyper extensions.
Interesting.
45 degrees, the ones that's like that. Cool. How many sets?
3,
6.
top, two back off.
Keep
And then
going.
into the hip press, like you said, single leg hip press, more glute focused. And then I would do through a top and a back off. So two
Yep. 8.
sets.
8.
See, I can't count.
And then RDLs, Smith RDLs specifically for 3 sets, two top and a back off. What am I at? 12,
11.
You're
11?
just missing one whole thing, Mel. You haven't touched your back yet, and you're now very fatigued.
I haven't touched my back.
Yeah, because posterior, you're going to want to chain back as well.
Oh, I thought this was just ham and glutes. Oh,
No.
but
No, but
posterior
that's
hip.
where your next 4 sets are going to come in.
This
So
feels like this feels like Family Feud. I'm like hitting the buzzer, trying to go as fast as I can.
Well, you got 30
it's a
seconds to
test.
get the rest of this day out.
Oh, damn, Colin, help me out, team. We're building this day together.
Well, no, I mean, your day, how you do it is a lot different from mine. But I mean, honestly, at that point, it would probably be chest supported single arm row, neutral grip rather than like hand above. And then from that point, if you're going to do that, then at the same time, you could probably do some form of we just did a chest supported.
You guys didn't do a chest supported. No, I
No,
did a
that's
chest supported.
The
well, no, I'm
pressure.
saying the first back movement on posterior would end up being a chest supported like neutral grip row, like the hammer strength row.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. That'd probably just be top side back off, and then I mean, even for the you could probably just again for the sake of time, you could just not even for the sake of time, but really it's just like a pull down, like just a generic lat pull down. Um, really don't have to get any crazy fancy with that one.
Cool. My
But
last day, just to finish us off, full body, 2 sets of hams, 2 sets of glutes, 2 sets of quads. What those would be, we just pick them. That's 6 sets. Then we got 2 sets of back for rows, 2 sets of back for pulling or for pull downs. That's now 10 sets. Arm farm it out, 2 sets of each. Side laterals and rear delts, 2 sets of each. We're at 18 sets. Colin, sign us out.
well,